Hello everyone, my name is Sunny Jin. I'm the executive chef of the resort at Paws Up here in Montana, up in Greeno. Today I have the great fortune of working at the Missoula County Library, Public Library, and in their new demonstration kitchen along with MCAT here to help us record a video series that we're doing on culinary confidence. And today what I wanted to show was a few simple little tricks that you can apply at home to make cutting a lot easier and enjoyable. So what we did was we just kind of pulled everything out of the pantry here. So there's a lot of random items and we're going to go through a few of them just to help you gain a little speed so you can spend your time relaxing and just being with a family rather than sitting there and just chopping away. We're just going to go ahead and get started right away with a few of the staple items that we all have in our kitchen. Things like peppers, onions, carrots, cabbage, and some citrus that's available here. Before I get too far into that, let's talk a little bit about knives and the importance of knives. Number one, they got to be sharp. But you don't really need to go there. I know on the market there's just tons of knives out there. There's really a few in particular that we use in professional kitchens. One being a chef's knife, much like this right here. Really all you have to do is make sure it's sharp. Any brand is great as long as it's got a good edge on it. A couple of the other ones is a slicer right here for when you're trying to do your meats and whatnot. The other one applies more to like vegetables and fruits. We also have what we call the little utility knife right here. This one does a little bit more of the finer details. And of course, this is what we call a bird's beak. You can tell where it's got that little arch of a beak on there. And that's when you really want to get interested, that's kind of your level 2 type culinary practice right here. Let's get started right away. So in our kitchen right here, or at the resort, we have to be very efficient in what we do because, I mean, we cater to so many people and we want to progress our menus. And for that, we have a lot of different types of knife skills that we apply and teach as part of the education for our culinary team. One in particular that I find very practical and useful is the red pepper. The red pepper, when you look at it from a top view right here, you will immediately see some sides that are available. Now, our common practice is to cut it in half, but rather than just cut it in half, if you take a look at it, it generally has 3 or 4 sides. What you can do is cut the side off right here and then just kind of work your way around, and what you're left with is all the seeds still attached and nothing left on the inside. And that right there is a big time saver because this can just be tossed right away and then you can just get right to work, and then from there it just makes chopping a lot easier like that, and then you can just apply that right away to your chili and just kind of go from there. That is one method that we use to save a lot of time. We have other applications as well. One of my favorites that we try to teach is the onion. We're so used to just taking an onion and cutting it in half and then trying to make a small dice out of it by just doing all those fancy knife tricks. Really, if you think about it, much like an apple, it has a core, and at the core, that's when it starts to get like jumbled and the layers are a little bit uneven. So what you do is you find the root system right here and just cut around it. And so if you did that and you started to cut like this and that, this right here, don't throw it away. You can always save this for a stock down the road or something else that doesn't really have that aesthetic need as you're cooking. And then we just take an onion like this, we remove the core, so now you have the nice even uniform layers. And when you want to cut, say, a small dice, what you do is, our general practice, we're taught to cut with the tip and go this way, but when you get very comfortable with your knife, I mean, most of us chop like this anyway, if you apply it as such to what you're working on, you can do it one way quick that way and another this way, and then you end up with that small dice much faster. And all of this, it can still be used in the long run. We'll put that away here really quick. And here's a great one for you, the carrot. Peeling carrots often becomes a very messy operation, and so what we normally do to peel a carrot is, just go like this, get it all over our board, and then we make a mess out of it. What we do is we place the peeler right on top, just kind of turn it towards us. So just imagine it's towards me right here. Turn it towards us, and what happens is that peel falls straight down. Now, one thing that you have to just kind of envision, I do have a trash can down here. Not everything is just going to the floor. My trash can is right here, so if I apply that and then just start twisting with my finger like that, much cleaner. Then you can just go ahead, get them all peeled, go ahead and then just chop the ends. Obviously we can lose those, and then your carrot is basically ready to go. Another time saver. This one is one that I just kind of keep with me at all times because we peel a lot of carrots in our kitchen. We'll put that aside right now. And here's a good one. A lot of us have some issues cutting pineapple when we're at home because you have to deal with all those little spikes on the inside. I'm going to show you a really quick way to take care of this. Number one, you take off the top. There's no real culinary application to that. Actually, you could pull out the little leaves and use them as stir sticks. I mean, they still have great flavor for cocktails, and that's always appropriate too. And then right here, just take the top and the bottom right off of your pineapple, just like that. Now it's there, it's flat. Now, here's the tricky part. You can see immediately where the spines are and how deep you have to cut. The most important cut here at this point is the first cut, because that's going to show you a little bit more about what I'm going to try to apply here to the rest of it. Now, you got that first cut right there. We got all that great flesh available to us. Now, from here on out, all you have to do is kind of watch exactly where the rind is and just follow it from there. So rather than just guessing, it just kind of falls like that, and you don't have to go back as often. So we do that. And again, I keep like a little trash can right below me. So when I'm in the kitchen, what I do is I kind of turn this way. As I'm cutting, it just begins automatically to fall right into the garbage right here. And here we are, clean board from just doing something as simple as that. So a lot of times we go to the grocery store and we're paying a premium just for cut pineapple, but you really see how easy this can be. And then all you do, of course, is just follow that core, cut it right down directly, place it like this, put your knife at a 45, and then boom, you're ready to go. And then if you do it to all of it, there, lunch is ready. It's just really that easy. We'll get that out of the way. Then a couple more tricks here. Let's say you were making coleslaw. Here's one for you. Now, a head of cabbage, it's very tightly wound. You don't know where the ribs are going, and all of a sudden you have to sit there and try to cut it really thin for a coleslaw or any type of salad. A trick that I like to do here is just kind of, this is the top end right here. Put it to the side, snip the top right here, that way, and then when you're cutting this, you don't have to try to cut from a higher angle, which could cause an accident and a slip, and nobody really wants that. From here, we just apply like we normally do. Go like this. When you get uncomfortable cutting a little higher, all you got to do is turn it a little bit, and then just keep going like that. And then you end up with all the shreds right here. But then what you're left with here, obviously, you could still use. So you turn it upside down and cut around that core, and then you do the exact same thing. But now you can just go like this and get the job done that much faster. Now these right here, obviously, I've been cooking for a little while. It does take a little bit of practice and some confidence in how you hold your knife and making sure that you tuck your fingers in and just kind of rub against your knuckles. That does take a little bit of practice, but I promise you, if you do keep up with it, eventually it just becomes second nature, and it's going to save you a lot of time down the run. We have, of course, many more things we could work on here, but you can see how, just from what we did with the pineapple and how we cut the bottom and the top, you can also apply that to an orange, and same rules apply. As soon as you get through that pith, you can cut it the very same way. And there's just a lot of these little tips and tricks, like a cucumber, for instance. You could peel it the very same way you were doing with the carrot here. And eventually, when your eyes start to open up, these little efficiencies will help you have a much better time in the kitchen and hopefully spend some extra time doing something else that you enjoy as well. I want to thank you for your time. Again, my name is Sonny from Paws Up, and thank you very much to the Missoula Public Library and MCAT for having us here.